So apart from that, you don't have any data. So during the New York NYS New York session, you have card. Yeah, so I think you are cool to go. You don't have any major impact news. Yeah, so the thing is, when it comes to yesterday was bank holiday. So when it comes to bank holiday, what mostly happens is what during the New York session, if you have bank holiday during the lending session, you are going to see some massive. Sorry, during the Asian session, price mostly moves. So I had this thing in mind yesterday, so I wanted to trade the Asian session. But since it's been a while I traded the Asian session, I wasn't paying attention to the times that mostly volume comes into the market. So price moved fast before the time I even came to the chart, or before the time I paid attention to wanted to trade. So all this one around 12 a.m. I was awake. I slept around 1 a.m. So I was awake, but I wasn't monitoring. So I came to the chart, realized that price has moved massively. So maybe next time during bank holiday, I have to pay attention to if I want to trade the Asian session, then I have to, because most often it's something that I've experienced, it's something that I've witnessed it for a very long time. Mostly what happens is what if you have bank holidays, the Asian session you are going to see massive move in price. And you see price pulled back again, and around 5 a.m. we saw there was an entry to over here. But then I was 5 a.m. mostly I don't like taking trades during that time too as well. So there was an entry over here, which is going to be the break of the previous candle low. So which moved massively over here. It moved very well. Yeah, so let's see what you are going to be expecting during the lending session. So let's do top down analysis. So we are good with the odds. We are good with the fundamentals. There was no any high impact news that is going to disturb or worry us this lending session. That high impact news has been released. So I think we are free to go. So let's check out the fundamentals and see if there was going to be any economic or high impact. Sorry, there was going to be an opportunity for us. So lending session monthly time frame is cool. Okay, price is just making. There's no observation levels, so the only observation level is around this point, which is not going to price is not going to. I'm not sure price is going to move to this side, so it's not important for me to plot it out or for me to indicate it on my chart. Okay, so let's move to the weekly time frame. So when you move to the weekly time frame, so this is where there was an I'm seeing an issue over here at the weekly time frame. You have rejection level over here at the weekly time frame. There was a rejection over here at the weekly time frame. There was another rejection over here because this candle hasn't closed yet. Okay. I, yeah. So this level is also valid because the candle hasn't closed. So it's also valid at the weekly time frame. So moving to the daily time frame. So those who are in the boot camp, this today we are going to talk about the valid and the invalid levels, how to identify them. Yeah, so looking at the daily time frame, at the daily time frame, there was a rejection level over here at the daily time frame. There was rejection level over here. So these are the zones that we can trade within. These are the various zones we can trade within. These are the various zones. So looking at the H4 time frame, yeah. So this is what a time frame of concern. So how did the daily? So let's check out. Let's try to analyze the daily time frame. Looking at the daily time frame, what's the trend? Price made lower low. Price was a downtrend, made lower high, lower low, lower high. So the daily time frame is what? A downtrend. Okay. How did the previous candle close? The previous candle closed bearish. The ongoing candle has broken the previous candle low. So this uh, when it comes to market structure, the pattern structure is a downtrend, candle structure is a downtrend. So daily time frame looks what strong. We having strong what selling pressure in the market, strong what bearish momentum. Okay, we're having a lot of sellers dominating the daily time frame. When it comes to the daily time frame, sellers are dominating. So let's check out the H4 time frame. What are we expecting or what are you looking for? So the daily time frame at this point, price is what? A downtrend. This is where we had a shift in trend. Price, the moment price broke over here, we had a shift in trend. You get it? We had a shift in trend. So these are the various rejectional levels. If it happens, prices coming down. These are the various rejectional levels. So at this point, looking at the previous candle close, bearish. Okay. So at this point, what you are going to be looking for is to look for a sell. So you need to go to the lower time frame. When you go to the lower time frame, you just look for a pullback which aligns with what the high time frame bearish momentum. Then we look for what, or we take a sell. Okay, that's what you are going to be looking forward for. Looking for a sell. So let's move to the H1 time frame and see if you can get an entry. So the H1 time frame is trying to give us the resistance. So price has currently moving to the lower time frame. Price has what, pulled back. It's pulling. It has pulled back or pulling back. So this is the pullback. So we are expecting, or we are looking forward for a resistance. Then we look for a sell. Okay. So let's move to the 30-minute time frame. Yeah. So at this point, I'm just looking for a sell. So with a sell, I just want a resistance to form because the high time frame, the high time frames are what, bearish. So it's very simple. It's either price comes down to this point, it's either price come to this point, then I take a sell. This is what I'm looking forward for. But it's a waiting game. You get it? It's a waiting game. So this is what I'm expecting. It's either price come to this point, then I'll take a sell. Let me see the 50-minute time frame. Yeah, 50-minute time frame has created the resistance I'm looking forward for by 50 minutes towards 50-minute time frame. I usually don't like 80 pips. Mm, I don't like I don't like the 50 minutes resistance. I don't like the 50-minute resistance. If it happens the 50 minutes, if price move to this strong area and then that resistance formed, so the zone, this is the zone. So I'll wait for the 30 minutes closure, candle closure. So at this point, after your analysis, the rest is just to wait. So if it happens, we get a resistance over here. I'll look forward for this small price has moved a lot during the Asian session. So at this point, the 15-minute time frame. So I'd love to wait for 7:30 to see how price is going to look like, how the candle is going to print. Oh, what's up? How the candle is going to print before I will look for a sell. So we are having 12 minutes. Let's wait for 12 minutes for the candle closure. Okay. So if the candle close like this, and since you are in hot time, you are in volume time, you can take advantage of this 80 pips. If it happens, price give us an entry. You can take advantage of the 80 pips. So I'm looking for a sell. I'm looking for a sell because looking at the H4 time frame, the structure is what, a strong bearish structure. You get it? The structure is a strong bearish structure. Looking at the H1 time frame, It's also strong. So there was an entry over here. So you see what I'm expecting over here. The same thing happened over here. So this was a nice entry, but it happened the time I was just snoring. Nice move over here. When price made the major move during the Asian session, during pre-lending, there was a nice move over here. So this pullback that happened over here is the same thing that I'm expecting over here at the M30 time frame. Right. So if price happens to move to this side, that would be nice because it's going to align with the daily time frame what resistance, daily time frame resistance level. That would be nice. So that one will be a strong confirmation. That one will be a strong confirmation. If it happens, price moves, get to this point, that would be a nice confirmation. That would be a nice confirmation. So I'll be glad if price moves up because the zone, even at this point, is not all that strong. Sorry, it's not that big because this will be the target. This zone we had it from the weekly time frame, so this is a very strong rejection level, observation level. So if it happens, price get to this point, we need to what? It's either you break even or you take profit. Okay, it's either you break even or you take profit. So I love what price is doing currently. I would love price to extend to maybe at this point before the sell will happen. That's what I would love to see. So if this one starts flipping, then maybe the entry will happen at, if it happens this kind of close bullish, maybe extend to this point, then you have to wait for maybe landing open 8 a.m. before we can get a trade. So trading is all about waiting. So let's move to currencies and see what's happening over there. So let me analyze this chart too. So let's check out this chart and see what's happening over there. So looking at the weekly, so this is a rejection level over here. So there was another rejection over here. So looking at the day, weekly time frame, so the daily time frame, we had a rejection over here at the daily time frame. So looking at the H4, looking at the H4, looking at the H1, yeah. So almost the same thing. So let's wait for at least if price happens to extend to this point, then we look for a sell. I would love price to come extend to this point. Then I look forward for a sell. So this is what I would expect. Should extend. What's happening? Okay. Mm, mm. Yeah. So price should extend, so that it will give us a bigger range. If it happens, it extend, then we at least we can get like 100 pips. Yeah, 200 pips. That's fair. That's what I want to see. If price happens to close like this, entry will be difficult. If it happens, it close like this, entry will be difficult because the zone is going to be choked. I would love to take the entry when it breaks the previous candle low. What happened? Please a moment. I don't know whether it's yeah. So we have like 4 minutes for the candle closure. 7:30 for the candle closure. Yeah. So let's see Nasdaq. Yeah. Should move. Should move. If it close like this, I'll be glad. I'll be happy about it. I don't want it to close bearish. It shouldn't close bearish. If it close bearish, the entry will be, as in the target, the zones, the targeted zones will be very small. The targeted zone will be very small. Let me clean this. Waiting for the closure. Closure, closure, closure. So 3 minutes more. Yeah, so let's check out Nasdaq and see. Yeah, so looking at Nasdaq at the monthly time frame, at the weekly. So we have a weekly rejection over here. Looking at the daily time frame. Looking at the daily time frame, there was another rejection over here at the daily time frame. So bringing price to the nearest support. So looking at the H1, so H1 does not look clean. So there was rejection over here. Wow, another rejection over here. Yeah, so if it happens price close below this one, we can get a breakout to the next zone. 40, 49. Nasdaq, is it measured in pips? Price movement is measured in what? Is it? I've forgotten. It's not pips. Is price movement in Nasdaq measured in pips? Contract. Contract is the loss size. So if price happens to close below this one, a nice pullback breaking below, it will be a nice breakout. Yes, I think Nasdaq is having a direct or positive correlation with when it comes to its movement with gold. The more it's kind of the aligns. Yeah. So price is closing. You have some few seconds for it to close, but the zone is what I'm considering. So if it happens, price close below this one, then with a sell, price has moved. Price has moved a lot during the Asian session. Let me see the 15 minute. Yeah, it's not bad. The way the 15-minute time frame, but this is going to be like a scalp, 90 pips. Not bad. Ooh. Yeah, so price has closed. So let me see. The zone is very small for me for the sell. The zone. Mm-mm. Price is taking kind of considering. Should I wait for the break? Stop loss is going to be wide. So let's wait. Let me see some pullback. Okay, a significant pullback. So I want to see a significant pullback. I don't like the pullback. The 15-minute time frame is looking good though. The way it has formed, break and retest with a very long exhaustion candle. So the sell can happen. But I want to see a significant pullback. I want to see a significant pullback before. I don't know the wick. I don't like the wick. The wick is too small. The wick is too small. I wanted a wick that can be a stop loss. Yeah, so I like what's happening. A wick that can be a stop loss. Yeah, so yeah. So if it happens, price pulls back, come back and break its own low. I'll try the sell. That's a small zone. 80 pips. Yeah, so if it happens, it comes back and break its own low. I'll try the sell. So the stop loss is going to be 77. So it's like 1 to 1. So that will be maybe around 8 a.m. That will be around 8 a.m. So it's very important you wait for a clear wick. You get it? It's very important you wait for a better wick. Because price has really moved enough. It has moved a lot. So if you're not careful, are going to get faked out. So at least if it breaks its own low again, this point will serve as a stop loss. This point will serve as a stop loss. So it's all about waiting and experience. Waiting. So most often, one thing you need to understand is what if it happens price in the first minute, okay, some few seconds for the opening of the candle. If it happens, it gives you an entry. Okay, you need to be very careful with your execution because you can get faked out. So that's why you need to wait for the wicks to form. Okay, visible one to form before you execute. So let's wait. So let's check out GBP USD as you are waiting for go to break it on low. Wow. So this is the effect of the news. You are seeing. So this is the effect of the news. So at this point, when price moved, if you come to the market and price has moved like this, it's very simple. So you plot out your various levels. So you have a level over here at the daily time frame, at the H4 time frame. So there was a level over here. So what you have to do is just be calm and wait for what. So if you check your left and you notice there's a key level, you can execute a breakout. Okay, there are some key levels over here at M30. So at this point, it's either you wait for price to just like what you're expecting on gold, then you keep on take the continuation of the move, like what you are expecting on gold. Yeah. So you see, waiting is very important. Waiting is very important. So if it comes back and break it's the low, I'll consider taking a sell. I'll consider taking a sell. So you see the importance of the wicks. So there was nothing wrong with the sell. Okay, it hasn't failed yet. There's nothing. It's valid. The higher time frame is where you'll seek for your confirmation. You get it? It's the higher time frame is where you seek your confirmation. So what's wrong with the higher time frame? The what pattern structure It's what a downtrend. Price made lower lows and lower highs. How did the candle close? This is the candle. The candle closed strong bearish candle. So everything is pointing down. So it's very simple. If you move to your entry time frame, you have to make sure it aligns with the higher time frame. So you just have to wait for it's either a breakout, a bearish breakout, or what, a pullback, a bearish break and retest. So the retest is what happened over here, but you need a confirmation. You get it? You need a confirmation. So the confirmation is it's either you wait for a resistance to form, then you take the continuation, but it should be at a strong level. So price has now broken the previous candle high. You get it? It has now broken the previous candle high. So at this point, if it happens, this bullish candle close over here, then this point is now a new observation level. Then this level will be now a new observation level. So what I'll wait for is if it happens, price create a resistance and I feel like the zone is enough with volume time, then we can consider hot taking a sell. So at this point, you are still waiting for what? You are still looking for what? A pullback. Then you take the sell. So you see how Nasdaq 2 got rejected at the level. So Nasdaq 2 got rejected at the rejection, the observation level. So you see this entry at first. So you see, at first I would have executed this sell, but when I grew, when I became an experience, okay. So how do you get an experience? You get an experience when you do something over and over. You make more losses, more losses, more losses. Then you learn from those things. Those times I would have executed on the 15-minute time frame. When price broke, made a retest, I would have executed. But what did I do? I just waited patiently for what price to just make a significant pullback. Then I'll execute. You get it? So you need to practice every day. Those who are doing trading as a part time, they will come in today, tomorrow, they will not even watch the chart. They will, please forget about succeeding in this game because this is a full time something that you need to watch it every day. You gain experience when you do it every day. So if you can't do trading consistently for 3 years, watching the chart every day for 3 years, forgetting it, like if someone is providing or giving you signals you are going to succeed, maybe sometimes you can be getting some wins. But when it comes to making money consistently, you need to do it like consistently 2 to 3 years. You get it? You need to do it consistently 2 to 3 years before you can make consistent money. Because you need to gather after going through mentorship, learning from maybe if you are learning from me, how I trade and those things, you need to also what experience things yourself. You get it? You need to experience what I'm talking about. So trading is not something that you can get it is just a month. Some people will contact you, chairman. I want to learn this thing. Maybe within a month, can I be able to? Trading is not like that. It's not an investment. Investing in stocks, trading, you need experience. You need to understand the language. Okay, you need to understand the language of this thing before you can
Good
make.
morning, mommy. Okay. I hear you now, sir. Yeah. We're trying to call her, but I was, I just, okay.
So at this point, you are waiting for a resistance to form. Okay, which so price the level that I was saying price should get to, I was expecting price to get to. At this point, price has what gotten to that level. So I just want a resistance level. I just want a resistance to form. Then I will execute or look for a sell, which is like so the first target, maybe if it happens, it forms here. The first target will be like 70 something pips. So yesterday, if you guys you see that breakdown that I did, price played out perfectly according to how I analyze or broke down the charts. So as I was saying, so I said I was waiting for a pullback, okay, around this side or so, yeah. But what happened? Price got extended. So we had a shift in trend over here at 10:30. So at 12, this is where we saw a massive move. So there was an entry over here. There was an entry over here. First entry over here. So it's very simple. Just know the direction of the market. Move to the lower time frame. Make sure it aligns. It's either what the the lower time frame aligns with the higher time frame. Okay, and move with probabilities by managing your risks. I don't trade fair value gap. I trade market structure. I read the markets, trade on what, look for my various levels that price can get rejected. Then I execute from there. It's very simple. Just know the direction of the market. So if you come to the market, the first thing you have to know is what? What's the direction at the higher time frame? So this is my so those who are new over here, this is how I trade. This is my trading, this my constitution or my chart breakdown. So first of all, what you have to do is what? Ask yourself what is the direction? What is the direction of the market? So you need to understand how to read markets. How do I determine or how do I determine who is in control of the market? So by using market structure, reading market structure, the concept of market structure. So with my concepts, I have what pattern. Pattern is when you combine candles together. Pattern structure and what candle structure. I have to check how the candle is looking, how the past candle is looking like. Has it broken the previous candle low? Has it broken the previous candle high? So something like this. Maybe if it happens, this one is at higher time frame. I'll ask myself, how is the candle closing? So when price has broken the high over here, I can be looking for what a buy because at this point candle structure has shifted. So that's the candle structure I'm talking about. Watch how the previous candle closed and how the current candle too is also reacting. So candle structure, okay. So these are the various concepts I use to determine what. These are various concepts I use to determine the direction of the market. Okay, so after knowing that, okay, maybe reading the candles or reading the market, I notice that buyers are in control, sellers are in control. So after that, then I identify something called observation levels. Identify your observation levels. So observation levels are the various support and resistance areas or key level. Some people will say key level. It's the same thing as the support and resistance. So identify your observation level, which is also known as what? Your support and resistance level. Okay. From the higher time frame, from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. Okay. You plot out your various level from the higher time frame to higher time frame to lower time frame. Okay. So when I finish with that, then what I will do is what? I have to make sure lower time frame aligns with higher time frame direction. So if you get to the high time frame, if I got to the high time frame, if I get to the high time frame, maybe the high time frame is telling me price is what? A downtrend. When I move to the lower time frame, I have to look for what? A downtrend direction. Okay. It can be candles or it can be structure. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I do. So after making sure it aligns with the higher time frame, the next thing I will do is what? Look for what? Zones to trade within. Look for various zones to my left. Check your left. Okay, you need to check your left. Do you have any support or resistances? Do you have any support or resistances? So look for various zones to my left. Okay. So after looking for the various zones, so this one like this, you see, why did I even plan of taking a sell? I plan of taking a sell because if I look at my left, there was no. I think I have to move to YouTube. I have to start to do the Zoom is not helping because a lot of people come here. I have to start the YouTube live rather. That would be better. That one you will not hear any noise. So looking for various zones to my left. So as I'm saying, the reason why I wanted to take a sell over here is because one, let's see if it goes according to this thing. What's the direction of the market as in market structure, pattern structure? So if you move to the H4 time frame, what's the direction? Price is making more of what? There was lower low by here, lower high. So price shifted trend to what? A downtrend. It was even already a downtrend. So price is what? A downtrend. How did the previous candle close? Strong bearish candle. Okay. So the higher time frame at this point is what? Strong bearish momentum. There was strong selling pressure in the market over here. So when I see something like this, identify your observation level. So these are the various support and resistance level. So you see, as price try to Okay, so you see, as price is getting close to this level, you see what happened over here. Price is finding it very difficult to what to break beyond this level. So that's what I'm talking about. The observation level. Anytime you get there, you need to wait for what price to. So yesterday during the boot camp, inside the boot camp, we talk about this thing. The reason why it's an observation level, I explain the reason why mostly when price get to this level, these levels, I told them it's not a random levels. There are levels that most often price kind of struggle. It's a battlefield. So you need for you to be able to know who has won that battle. What you have to do is what candle break and close is what is going to help you to know who what won that battle at that field. Okay. So at this point, for us to know prices, I'm not going to be impulsively or based for my emotions to take a buy. Okay, we are not going to base on our emotions to take a buy over here, thinking price is going to move. Now, what is going to help us to take a buy is after price has breaking and closed. That is what yesterday we termed it as what bullish breakout. So if you are not part of the training, you are missing out a lot. And those who are inside the training are really enjoying what the lessons happening. So if price break above this one, that's what's going to serve as what a confirmation. Okay. So you see now the way price is looking like why am I not saying price has broken, or maybe buyers have won this battle? Because the candle hasn't closed, and it can just be something like a week, okay? Then it will just break below like this. So when it happens like this, yesterday we term it as what? A fake out. So as price is looking like this, you can be faked out. You get it? It can be faked out. So the only way, or the only thing you have to look for, is wait for closure of the candle to confirm that what price has broken. If the candle hasn't broken and closed, it is not a high. It is not a strong confirmation that buyers are dominating. Okay, you need to wait for candle closure to serve as what? To serve as to give you a clue that price has broken in. To give you a clue that what buyers are dominating. You get it? To give you a clue. So what were we talking about? Yeah. Yeah, so the observation level is what I explained to you, the support and resistance level. So then I will look for lower time frame aligns with higher time frame. So the reason why I wanted to take a sell, as I explained to you, when it comes to the direction, it was a downtrend. So looking at the lower time frame, if you move to the H1 time frame, H1 is not giving confirmation now. Looking at the M30 time frame, price is in what? A strong buying trend. Okay, there's lower low, lower high, lower low. So I said around 5 a.m. there was an entry over here. So price broke, pulled back over here. What happened over here? Price made lower low over here. What are you expecting? A continuation of the trend. You get it? So lower time frame aligns with the higher time frame at this market structure. Okay, lower time frame aligns with what? Higher time frame. You get me? Lower time frame aligns with higher time frame. So that's what you need to understand. So at this point, what you are going to be looking for, what I was looking for, price has given me a resistance, which is serve as a observation level. Then I'll be looking for a sell. So lower time frame aligns with higher time frame. Then look for zones to my left. So if you move to left, when price is moving in the bootcamp, I told them you need to, when you are reading price, you need to look at your left. So if you look at your left, if price is moving, if you look at your left, there's no support or resistance. So price can move freely until it gets to this point before we can see a reaction. So the reaction can be breakout or break below or pull back. You get it? So you see how price is struggling over here. So as price has gotten to this observation level, it can be breakout or something like this. You get it? So you need to wait for a confirmation. So the confirmation is when candle has closed. So moving to the H this thing. So these are the various this thing, my checklist. So looking for various zones. So we've talked about it. So the next one is going to be the time, the time of the day. So this system doesn't work at any random time. So the time of the day. So the market sessions. So the various market sessions. So we have three major market sessions. Okay. We have three major market sessions. So the forex, when it comes to trading the forex market, okay, specifically currency trading, what happens is what the market is open 24 hours a day, 5 days within a week. So from Monday to Friday, you can trade the market at any time. But one thing you need to understand as a beginner, or maybe if you are someone who is not profitable, you need to understand you are trading at the wrong timing. Okay, target the market at times where major market players, so those are the institutions, okay, makes their orders transacting. Okay, so you see, you are I if you are working at, maybe if you are in an institution, I can't come to your workplace at any time, maybe around 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. to transact or to come and do some transaction. You get it? Your premises or your bank, your place is closed. I can't come around to transact. So it's the same thing when it happens in the forex market. We have specific times that major market players, the institutions are transacting. So those are the time that you as a retail trader, you need to also show up, okay, so that you follow their footsteps. You don't have to make a move before they move. You need to wait for them to make a move before you also take action. So the time of the day is very important. So those are what the major market sessions. Okay. So we call it market sessions. So when it comes to the major market sessions, we having the Tokyo Financial Hub. That's the Asian session. So during those times, that's when the Asian stock, as in the stock exchange market, is open. You get it. So those are the times that the big players, the major market institutions, the financial institutions, the government, those people are transacting. Maybe there was a company in Japan, they want to buy some part, automobile company in this thing, Japan, they want to buy some accessories in China. They need to exchange the Japanese yen for what? Maybe the Chinese currency, okay, or maybe they want to buy something from America, they have to change it to dollars. So when they are making these transactions, you see major, because they are using huge monies, they are transacting with big monies. Even though the forex market majorly moves based on speculative reason, as in what you are doing, okay, most of the market moves based on speculative reason, or speculative. Maybe someone has said uh, the city is going to be weakened, so what they are going to do is what they are going to sell their cities. Mostly, the exchange rate moves based on those things. You get it. But when these people too are making transactions, we see major movements. So those are the market sessions. So you need to follow their path. You need to follow their footsteps. When they are making orders, that's when the market starts moving. So you see the reason why mostly they advise not to trade bank holidays. So it's even correlates with what I'm even saying. If you trade during bank holidays, these people, the banks are not available to make transactions. So you see, yesterday during bank holiday, the market didn't move massively like that. So this was yesterday. So this was yesterday's candle, 16th. So you see how price was moving. The whole of this one was the London session, New York session. You see how price moved? Yeah. So this is how it works. You get it. So when these major banks are not present, when they are not available, what happens is what? We don't see major moves because the retail trader is not having huge funds to move price massively. Because even one pip in the market demands huge funds before you can move price. Okay, it demands one pip, two pips. That thing that we see, that small tick that we see in the market, it's not a small order. Okay, a huge transaction is happening. Okay, so before you be able to move price, you need huge funds. We need to see huge exchange going on before price will move. You get it. So when those people are showing up, that is when the market moves. So don't show up at any random time. Figure out what time do these people come around. So that's why we have this major market session, the London session, the New York session, the what do you call it, the Asian session. So we have this, they are having this, they are top financial hubs or financial centers that transaction happens. So when you go to America, their financial hub is what? The New York. Okay, the New York Stock Exchange market. That's where their financial what hub is. So that's where you see major, where the big transactions are happening. The stocks, they are transacting. When those things are happening, you see major market movement. So know the times that this transaction happen, then you show up. You get it. So you don't trade this system, you can't trade it and be profitable at any random. I've been seeing some people, but when some people, what happens is what they have to learn in the hard way. You get it. Even if you tell them, why are you trading this time? They need, some people are just maybe trading them also. They will know it. But one thing you need to understand is what your actions during your demo period is the same thing that is going to that's going to transition to what when you move to live account. So even if you are trading demo account, try to be disciplined, try to do the needful, do the right thing when you are even trading demo account. You get it? Yeah. So this is what's my checklist. This is what I mostly check before I will execute a trade. Okay. This is what I checked. So the lending session. So most often when it comes to the sessions, I don't trade. Asian session, it's around the dawn time over here. So I mostly don't participate during that time. Okay, unless maybe I've noticed there was going to be a major move, especially when bank holiday happens. The following day we see major moves. Then maybe I can sacrifice my sleep and what trade during that time. But I'm mostly active during the London session and the New York session. That's what you need to pay attention to. Okay. So you need to have a checklist. If you are a trader and you are trading at any random time, you are going to get it wrong. So can you please push it to the middle, please? Are you trading fair? What should I push to the middle? What does it mean? Can you please push it to the middle? Push what to the middle? I should push what to the middle? So someone is asking I should push something to the middle. I don't understand. Yeah. So yeah, you can talk. Nixon.
I believe what he wants you to do is what you've written. He can do it from his end by moving the screen. When he moves the screen, he can get whatever you are writing. It's what you are writing that he wants you to move it to the middle. But he can do it at his end.
Like this.
No, he can do whatever you are doing at his end. So it's not you to move. Once you are writing, he can move it to the middle and still what you are doing.
Okay. Yeah, so this is my trading constitution. These are the things that I abide with. Okay. So you need to also have a checklist. You need to have a checklist of trades that you take. So the reason I'm saying there was a trade setup during around 5 a.m. during the pre-lending session was over here. So if you look at the H4 time frame, price was what in a strong downtrend. I've already explained this thing. If you move to the H1 time frame, price pulled back over here. Was it this one? Okay, I think was this one. Price pulled back over here. This was during the okay. So this one, you see, H1 aligns perfectly with what the H4 time frame. Price has pulled back, created this resistance over here. So what are you expecting? If you check your left and those clean zone, you simply take the continuation of the trend to the next zone. So moving to the M30 time frame. So this is where this is where price broke. So maybe if you execute a buy, this will be your first target. Where this is an observation, so you need to be very careful. If you execute a trade over here and price moved, when price gets to this point, and you strongly believe that price is going to move further, okay, it's going you strongly, maybe you watch some fundamentals and notice that maybe the dollar is gold is weak or dollar is weak, you can what still hold the trade. So this is how you are going to hold the trade. You break even, okay, you bring your stop loss to break even point, so that when price starts reversing or retracing, you are not going to be stopped out. Okay, so when price gets here, this is an observation level you need to pay attention to. So you see, as price broke the low, so if I were to be present during that time, I will execute it over here, bring my stop over here. Then this point will be my first target. So it's moved further down. So this point, when price gets here, I'll just lock my profit, lock my capital. That's what I mean. I'll lock my capital and I'll allow price to move. So basically, this is my system. Yeah, so someone raise up his hand so you can talk. Yeah, so this is what I'm waiting for. So you see, price got rejected at the level that we indicated. So at this level is going to be an observation level. So if it happens, price can give us a resistance over here like this. We can consider still the sell is going to be valid. Okay, because still the high time frame is still an uptrend. So this one can just be a pullback. Okay, it can happen. This is just a pullback. Then it will just be a long wick. Then price will keep on moving down. Yeah, so you see, at the beginning, I was saying if price will be extended to this point, I would love to take a trade because this point the zone is very very small and I didn't like it. But at this point, if it happens price close below this one, still the zone is very small. Still the zone because we've now gotten a new observation level. We've now gotten a new support level. So taking trade within this one, so it's very small. Most often it's better you take trades within a bigger zone. So if you look at this one, this zone is very big. 150 pips, it's enough. At least if you lock like 100 pips, that's enough. You get it. So we are waiting for confirmation, as I indicated or as I said earlier. You need to wait for confirmation. So we don't trade direction, we trade confirmations. Okay, we trade even though you know the direction of the market, but you don't just jump into the trade and execute. You just have to wait for confirmations, then you execute the trade. So the game is mostly you are waiting. That's how it works. Mostly you are waiting. So I'm not seeing and nothing aligns with what my system when it comes to taking a buy. So I'm just waiting for a sell. I'm just waiting for a sell.
Yeah,
Any
just
question?
waiting. No, sir. We are waiting for a sale.
Yeah. We are waiting for the trend continuation. The trend is a downtrend. So we are waiting for the trend continuation. So let me check this currencies. So when it comes to trading, everyone sees the market differently. Okay. So if you're a trader, try to get a system, have a constitution. Don't feel formal when you see some people executing. Trading is like I've been saying this thing. Trading is like success. When it comes to when someone is going to succeed, everyone's time is different. You get it? Everyone's time is different. So it's the same thing when it comes to trading strategy. When it comes to trading strategy, everyone sees the market differently. Last someone was asking me, do I trade fair value gap? It's fine, it works. Those if you know how to use it, it works, but that's not my style. I don't understand. I think fair value gap is like support and resistances, but that's fine. It's fine. But so you see, maybe with this buy, this buy aligns perfectly with someone's system or strategy. So if the person is taking a buy and it doesn't align with your system or strategy, you don't have to feel FOMO that why didn't you get this buy? Because the market is moving every minute, every second, the market is moving. You get it? So as the market is moving, make sure the market is going to, at certain point, aligns perfectly according to the way you trade. It's going to align perfectly. But if you felt the emotions, you are going to execute or take trades that doesn't align with your system or strategy. And the time that your system is going to align perfectly for you to execute, by then you've blown your account, so you can't even execute. Okay. So just have some rules. Okay. So we have something called trading plan. Especially taking this one as an example, if you wake up early and you don't have routine for your day, that is when the devil finds work for you. If a friend of yours calls you anyway, oh please let's go here, because you don't have routine, you are just going to follow. But if you have a routine, you are just going to tell the person that I have to do this, I have to do this, so I will not get time. You just go and come. You get it? So that is what you call a routine, or what that you have to have a plan for the day. It's the same thing when it comes to trading. As a trader, you need to have a checklist. Okay. So how are you going to get that? Before you be able to get a checklist or a trading plan, you need to, if you are starting it out at the beginning, it's going to be very difficult unless maybe you are trying to do things by yourself, looking at YouTube, and sometimes at certain points you get confused. Okay, so you need to have someone who is having a system. So with my strategy like this, I have a student. If you are OG over here, you can attest what I teach. does it work or it doesn't work? It works. Okay, so if you want to just copy what I do, fine. You keep on following the person, watch what he do. Okay, then you also what start implementing those things, and you tweak it to what for it to align perfectly with how you for. Okay, so that you refine the system in a way that is going to aligns perfectly according to how you like it. You get it. I also learned from people, and I've refined it in a way that like suits my suits me. Let me put it this way: suits me. So you have to also be doing the same thing. Okay, so don't be jumping if you don't have system or strategy. It's going to be very hard for you to succeed in this game. So have a system, have a plan, then you follow. So exactly what I'm saying when it comes to GBP USD, you just have to wait for a pullback, a clean zone you execute. Okay, but this one we have a lot of rejection, so I don't like it. So let's see how gold is. So at this point, it has broken above. So let me. So at this point, the only time I'm going to be looking for a buy during. So I'll come back again during New York session. That's how I trade. New York session, that's when you're going to be having volume. So that's when you are going to be having volume. So at this point, if I want to take a buy, what I'm going to be doing is what when I can be taking a buy when this candle give me an indication. When there was a bullish candle over here, I can consider taking a buy. Okay, targeting this point. But I need to wait for the closure of the candle. This candle is going to the H4 candle is going to close at 11. 7. It's open 7. It's going to close at 11. So the only time I will be considering a buy and a sell is when price has closed bullish over here. Then I look forward, clean zone to my left at the lower time frame. And I'll be looking forward. Then I'll be looking for a buy or maybe a pullback. Then I'll be looking for. So when it happens, this candle broken, close bullish like this, I'll I'll be looking for what a sell. Okay, I'll be looking for a sell, and at the same time, I'll be looking for a buy. Yeah. So I have something doing. Someone, I'm having a test. So please, is anyone having a question? So the sell, you didn't get a sell. So in the York session, I'll come back again to look for what? To look for a buy or a sell. It's all going to depend on how the structure. So those in the boot camp today, we are going to be meeting, talking about how to identify these levels, the valid and the invalid levels. So we are going to be talking about it. So these are not random lines on the screen. These lines are well calculated. Okay, these lines are well calculated. So you are going to be looking for how you are going to learn how to identify the valid, how I get the valid level. So you see, we're having a lot of levels over here, but the one that's it was only few that I paid attention to. So why did I pay attention to some and I didn't pay attention to some? So that's what you are going to figure out, going to figure it out today. So if you're in the bootcamp group, please kindly be aware of that. We are going to be meeting today, tonight. All right. So if there was no question, please see you next time. How are the things doing? Is anyone having a question? Is anyone having a question? Yeah, so please you can talk. Next zone.
Obviously, I want to find out, do you have any like a YouTube something one can follow?
A YouTube.
Like page where one can
Yeah.
follow if one wants to follow
Yeah,
you.
I have a YouTube channel. So
Can you put the link so that maybe
which of my WhatsApp groups are you in?
oh actually I was invited by Harrison. So I'm not in any of your groups. I just joined to
So
come learn.
I don't know.
I was to contact him more for more info after. Actually, I believe in learning when it comes to trading. So anything where I can learn, I really want to avail
So
myself to learn.
ask Harrison, he will give you my YouTube channel. I was thinking you were part of my either Telegram or any of my WhatsApp
No,
groups.
I just came in, so I'm yet to pick more info.
Okay.
It was a
All right.
very short interval, but once I contacted him and said there's something, so if I could link up. And I said, why not? I want to come and learn something. So I'll get in touch for any further
All
thing
right.
to be
All right.
done.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, Marcus.
You're welcome. All right. So see you all next time. Bye bye.